What's happening, disc golf fans, and welcome back to the channel. And if you're new, welcome. I'm here with another disc golf adventure. Let's get into it. All right. Today we are in Appling, Georgia, and that's on the east side of the state near Augusta. And we are at the IDGC, International Disc Golf Center and Museum, which is pretty cool. If you haven't been there, you need to check it out. It's a destination, and with 3 courses on site, but they are under construction because of insect infestation and the Hurricane Helene, so hopefully opening up soon. So this is established in 2008, and that's a par 62 at 6,759 feet, or par 64 at 7,844 feet. And just looking at some of the grounds here, which is pretty cool. There is a restroom and water available. Not stroller friendly, and it's moderate to very hard. And it is a pay to play, so just know that. Here we're looking at hole 1, up to hole 1 for the Jim Warner Memorial. And the map there is handy. Club at the clubhouse, basically, and work your way around counterclockwise. So here we go. All right, stepping up to hole 1, we've got a 337-foot par 3. You can see the bend to the left. Pretty wide open fairway. It's a beautiful course for sure, and I mean, great equipment. Just well done. Like I said, it's a destination for sure. Cool Patriot baskets, and I also like the fact that they have a next tee sign that you can easily spot, just like this, and you can kind of see where you're going. So, like I said, this one bends around a little bit to the left, and it's pretty cool. All right, moving on, hole 2. As you can see here, we got the A side is 252, B is 365, par 4, and you got 2 different gaps to choose from, and you can kind of get a better view of it here. It's like I said, not real long, but you can kind of see the gap and the fairway that you're looking at here. Just kind of zoomed in to give you a better view of it. All right, pretty cool. Moving on, hole 3. This is a crazy one, 501 feet, par 4, and you can see that major hook to the right once you get out there. And here's what looks like off the tee. So it's a nice gap you got to throw between, and get through this. You're pushing off closer. As you can kind of see, you'll see water in the background of some of these holes. Sometimes they come into play, but usually not. All right, moving on, hole 4. This is a 231 par 3, pretty much a straight shot. Easiest shot in disc golf, right? You can step on the trees, jump out in front of you, and here it is. You got a nice choice. Go to left side or right side of that tree that's in the middle, and hopefully get down the course a bit. It's only 231, so it's not terribly far, but again, just to show you the gap and what it looks like. Zoomed in, kind of get you there. There's a basket right in the middle of the fairway, so it's not a terribly tough hole, but again, good looking shot. Here we are, hole 5, 276, par 3. And this one's a crazy, right-hand turn, but only 276, so you can get through the trees a little bit and hug the left side to make it around to that right turn. Again, good looking fairway. You can see this is coming up over hill and then going back downhill. So that's kind of cool. All right, moving on, hole 6. All right, hole 6, you can see here is 282. The A, B is 333, par 3. I've got it listed at 429 for the longs, and it's pretty much straight shot with a right to left fade at the end. It's just getting through the gap through the trees. That's the challenging part, but man, what a good looking fairway. And moving on to hole 7. You can see this one's 405, and 453 for the long, both par 4, and you're gonna hook to the right, or not even a hook, it's a bend to the right, fade to the right, however we want to say it, but you got to get through that gap, as you can see here. Nice size tree in the middle, and then fade right there. There's that tree, and then you just head down that fairway. Good looking fairway, man. All right, and moving on to hole 8. Here we go. Let's see. It is 640 foot par 4, and pretty much straight. And again, another just fade at the end from right to left. And again, good looking fairway, high lines if you want to take that route, and pretty wide for the most part. And you kind of see here, you got a slight bend to the right, come back to the left. So flex your shot. All right, and on to hole 9. Look at this crazy S shot, and 552 foot par 4, and it's a little tighter lines, and like I said, you can see the S curve in that sign. On UDisc, it doesn't show it that way. It shows a straight shot, pretty much, but definitely more than a straight shot. So let's look up the fairway here, and moving on to hole 10. Here we go, 477 foot par 4, hole 10, and you can kind of see on the map here, a little flex, depending on which tee pad you're going from, but here's the longs, and you got some flex to do. Get out through that gap, and then make it come a little bit to the right, come back a little bit to the left, get up here closer to the edge, and you can see the water in the background. It's gorgeous. It just didn't really come into play yet, but it will. Don't worry. It's coming. Here we go. Beautiful hole. Moving on to hole 11. All right, 533 foot par 4. As you can see, this has got a flex line too, and I don't think that little back door on the left side is really there. If it is, man, it's a tight. I mean, you probably wouldn't want to go there on purpose. Accidentally end up over there and still have maybe an open door that way, but. Here's a look at the fairway, zoomed in a little bit, and you can see it kind of keeps going. Again, a nice wider fairway, a few tight lines, but again, get up over this hill, and I'm getting close to the basket here. Here we go, looking back down the fairway a little bit, and again, cool looking hole. 533 foot, par 4, hole 11. Moving on, hole 12. All right, hole 12 is a 446 par 3, as you can see, 446 par 3. Isn't that crazy? In the woods, and you'll see it's kind of wide open and pretty straight, but in the woods, 400 plus foot at par 3. That's just nuts to me. That's, again, bigger arm than I got, but man, it's a great looking fairway. And push up over this hill, and you're heading toward the basket. All right, so back down the hill a little bit here and to the basket. Again, great looking view. Nice views in the background, and look at the basket. And from here, you're moving over to, right over to hole 13. So here we go. Hole 13 is 282 par 3, pretty much straight, depending on which tee pad you're looking at. Same thing, up over a hill, down a little valley, come back up and over the hill to the basket. Kind of the same idea, just different trees in the way. As you can kind of see here, 282 foot. It's not that long, but you still got the fun stuff in between. Just to get up over the hill and keep your disc in the air. All right, so hole 14. I'm kind of showing you where it's at. It's pretty much in the middle. I'll give you a better look at it here. This is hole 14. Hole 14 is a 352 foot par 3, and a nice narrow fairway. I zoomed in a little bit just to kind of show you that it keeps going pretty much straight ahead. You're probably going to get off to the left or right Left is a little bit more forgiving. And then moving on to hole 15, 690 foot par 5, which is crazy. Holy moly. And it's got a bend from the left to the right. But moving on, hole 16, we've got a 402 foot par 4. So that's crazy. You can see the fairway there in the background, which looks great. And here again, up over the hill, get closer to the basket. And but a 400 foot par 4 after we just had a 446 par 3. It's crazy. All right, and then moving on to hole 17, a little walk in between, but not too bad. 17 is 277 foot par 3, and you look like you're throwing into a wall of trees. And pretty much it's true, but it's only 277 feet, so you should be able to scramble and get down there to the basket. Because once you get over that hill, see how it opens up. It's pretty clear to the basket. Rollaway is possible. Yeah. Choose your landing. And then moving on to hole 18. Hole 18 is 617 foot par 4 in the woods. This is a monster course, man. Crazy. It is forgiving. Got some, little underbrush, but yeah, it looks gorgeous. Up the hill, over, and again heading back toward the clubhouse. Kind of cool. And there we go. Again, better look at it. And look at the basket. Once you clear out of the trees, you're just getting up to there. Like I said, it's a par 4. So you're not going to make it there in one shot. And it's down here on the left side. All right, that's all the time we have left for today. Be sure to like and subscribe and share this channel with your friends. And we'll catch you on the next one. See ya.